Boob boob?
Oh my goodness.
The boob
Oh my
bag.
gosh.
The boop boops. It's been so long since the boop boops.
I know, I missed the boop boop.
Boop the void.
Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. Woo! We're back.
How do we sound? Are we
How do
sounding
we
okay?
sound? Yeah.
How do
Everyone
we sound?
do some noise. Make some nonsense noises.
Poo poo.
Beep beep boop 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 boop. I don't want to be
Nonsense noises.
louder than everyone. We want to all be about the same level.
Katie was much louder there, but she did also explicitly lean.
I did
right
also,
into her
yeah.
microphone.
Nonsense noises. Is that better?
That's much better. Yeah.
Everyone
Sounds
sounds
good.
awesome. Okay, thank you.
It's been
Hello,
so long that
everyone.
Docs is sitting.
Yeah, Docs is retired from standing for now.
It's been standing all this time until
I
we
have.
started streaming. It's been
I just couldn't quite
months.
make it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, okay. Hi everybody, we're back from outer space, and we're here to play some D&D. We're here to start our next act. The next act is a continuation of the same story with the same characters, but
Why is
there
that
a
doorbell
buzzing
going?
noise. I don't know, but the whole season there'll be a buzzing noise all the time. No, I don't know. We just had someone's buzzed, and I'm not getting it.
No,
It's not for
gonna
us,
be
right?
for us. No, it's not gonna be for us.
No, we get buzzed so often because we're too nice.
We'll let people in. Yeah.
We'll pick up people's posts and stuff, and it just
Maybe
becomes a pain in the ass.
it's the D&D at the door wanting to be let back in.
The D&D's welcome, trying to get back into our
Yeah.
lives.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I get it. Okay. Yes. No. What the fuck was I saying before I was rudely interrupted by beeps of buzzes? We're playing D&D. This is a continuation of the same story, the same characters, and the same, past and history. So we'll do a little bit of a recap. But this is a good start, a good time to get into the story. We've just kind of wrapped up a really big, kind of complicated story arc, and that has come to a nice, satisfying conclusion. So we're moving on, and now is a good time to jump in. I have made a nice little presentation to give us a little bit of a recap. Are we good to go for the presentation?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
This seems a bit ugly, but there's no other way to do this in Discord. It's gonna have to look ugly for this bit.
So we're just gonna do a tiny little too long didn't watch, just in case if anyone's here that was like, damn, I really meant to watch the season finale. We're not going to cover that very much.
Why didn't you watch it? It's been on the VOD for ages.
You've missed your chance, unfortunately. There was some big shit went down, but we'll see. Hopefully, we'll catch you up. Okay, our game is called Housebound Adventuring, which is what HBA stands for. In our game, we are in Cormyr, a place within the Forgotten Realms. It's like the bog standard vanilla D&D setting, if you're interested. We are about level 13, so we're eking towards higher level gameplay. Our characters have a lot of cool shit. Sometimes that means they've got a lot of options to choose from, and sometimes it means I got to make fights difficult to account for that. The themes of our story so far have been about loss and kind of restoring forgotten history and memory, as well as family, like found family, as well as kind of inheritance, as well as the goddesses Selune and Shah. What we do not have in our game is that we do not have any harm to animals or children, racism, sexism, homophobia, torture, self-harm, sexual assault, spiders, and monsters. That's a pretty succinct cover of everything that we've done in our safety forms going in the past. If anything else comes up, of course, we'll come back and edit things. Did Baldur's Gate 3 steal those themes? Fucking yes, they did. HBA was around long before fucking Baldur's Gate 3 came on the scene. Motherfuckers. Yes, I was very annoyed about it, but not but we do it better, so it's fine. House rules. We got a bunch of house rules. They're in the panels below. It's a bit longish, so you don't need to worry too much about reading it right now off the screen. But it's just kind of things here and there that maybe the default rules of D&D don't work for us especially well in these areas. Mostly, we're pretty vanilla. Our characters for our story include Oro, Oro is a goblin and a world-renowned circus performer. He's known across the land for her incredible acrobatic feats and her kind of the pièce de résistance act in which she fights a hill giant as her kind of like performance. She is a bat mama to Nugget. I should have put Nugget's token up here and I didn't. Nugget is a big old cute bat. She's a ranger / rogue, which means that she gets a big bat companion, but also deals loads of damage. She's a badass. I meant to animate this twice and not all at once. She has very strong links to her circus family, and she's just been called home to her adoptive mum, the leader of the circus, Hilda. Oro, when she was just a little baby, was found in a box under a table. The same night, Hilda's lover pulled a bad card from the deck of many things. That card that he pulled from the deck of many things had him whisked away, stored in some kind of extraplanar prison. Haiku. Haiku is a total artificer, a collector of esoteric, arcane artifacts, as well as hoarder of useless junk.
Wow.
Haiku's Chult family had a diaspora for a long-forgotten relic that they cannot remember. They lived in Chult, and the entire family, as they grow up, goes out into the world to try and find whatever it was, this artifact that is linked to their family. But no one can seem to really remember what it is, where it is. It's a whole thing. Fortunately for Haiku's managed to find Chiasmus, who was originally called Chiasma, and then I just fucking typoed it in my brain at some point and started calling her something else. We watched the highlights. At some point, I just started calling her Chiasmus instead. Don't know why. Managed to find one of them, and that was a whole thing. Also, Turret Go Bang. Turret Go Bang in a couple different ways. Turret Go Bang, and Turret Go like Healy Bang. Lots of different bits and bobs on Haiku. Mostly known for Haiku's large stature because of their collector of esoteric artifacts characteristic is mostly on their shell. They've got a lot of shit on them. So not only Turret Go Bang, Haiku Go Bang whenever Haiku take a step. Neroli. Neroli is an Aasimar scion of Selûne, the goddess of the moon. She is a celestial sorceress. Her mum is literally an angel, whose name is Seraphina. She was raised in a secluded cult, and that was resolved somewhat nicely in the last arc, where basically the vast majority of them ended up dead because the bad guy fucking killed them all. So we don't need to worry about them for the most part at the moment. She's just found out that her long-lost brother is the bad guy. Or rather, did she find out that yet? She didn't really. Now that I think about it, she hasn't. Katie has found out about it. Neroli hasn't. Neroli has not found out about this. This was revealed in a flashback that only one of our characters saw. And as of the end of the last episode, has not been expressed to anybody. So technically, Neroli does not know this yet.
And if I may add, when we were talking about this, getting ready to play this episode, I still hadn't made that connection. I just assumed the whole thing was a lie. So then when they were like, no, he's still your brother, I was like, shit.
Bombs were dropped. Her mum, the angel Seraphina, is currently missing. They tend to communicate at least in some sort of one-sided way through dreams, as most Aasimar do. And recently, those dreams have been giving you diddly squat. We currently have no leads, and the only thing that we have had is the the very quiet kind of clinking of chains when you've experienced some kind of connection with Seraphina. Her real name is Ruelena. She changed it to Neroli as a way to try and escape the cult that she was raised in. Randal. Randal is a human monk who was schooled in a monastery dedicated to finding and archiving stories. Randal was related to a legendary adventurer called Caspian Kinshire, whose legacy was erased by the bad guy. This was the whole of the last 2 seasons of our entire game. Basically, this guy's entire history had been erased. We were trying to figure out who did it and why. In the last scene of our last game, we managed to restore Caspian Kinshire's legacy to reality. Memory has been restored. Randal, whilst Randal was adventuring, accidentally became a warlock. through making a pact with a powerful sentient grimoire, otherwise known as the Tome of Loss. Unbeknownst to Randal, at the time of making this pact, we did not know that the grimoire was aligned with Shar, who was the goddess of darkness, secrets, and loss. During the final climax of our last game, Randal destroyed the Tome of Loss in a heroic act that undid the erasure of the bad guy, and Caspian Kinshire's memory returned to the world. Fortunately, that may have sacrificed Randal in the process, bringing down a giant greatsword onto the grimoire, the Tome of Loss, created a massive explosion that destroyed the huge dragon they were fighting, the grimoire, and dealt like 250 damage or something to Randal, killing Randal fucking dead. Bit. You guys were then rushed away from the scene of the crime, and since Randal is currently very dead. And last but not least, the bad guy. This is Nerli's brother, Garius Sariel, as we knew him, but his previous name was Alrius Rigarsel. Don't look at those names too closely, because you'll see that it's pretty. You can see it. When we knew him as Garius Sariel, he was an upstanding and famous Purple Dragon Knight. Those are kind of like the royal soldiers of Cormyr. He is Nerli's brother and a fallen Aasimar, which means the wonderful angelic wings, not so much anymore. He is responsible for the erasure of Caspian Kinshire and the bad stuff that has happened over the last 2 acts. He seems to be aligned with Shar, and thus the grimoire. He does not seem to be a fan of the Aasimar, which is a bit backwards considering he is one. What do we need to do? What's our current to-do list for this particular campaign? What do our characters care about? Is Randal dead? Randal exploded a fucking book, took 250 damage. Randal's fucking dead at the moment. What's going on with that? Is Randal dead? The bad guy still lives. We've got no idea where the bad guy is at all. The bad guy was not there when we destroyed the grimoire and took out a massive fucking dragon. What the fuck is that about? Also, the last time you guys saw the bad guy, you didn't know he was a bad guy. So you had a nice, heartfelt conversation and you sent him on his merry way. The merry way and his destination was the monastery that Randal grew up in. You expedited his journey significantly by casting a teleport spell and allowing him to just travel straight to the monastery. That was a while ago, so we don't know what's going on with that. Also, as I mentioned, Oro's mum, Hilda, has called for help. What we heard in the last episode is essentially Oro sent a sending stone off to her mum and said, go find Hilda. Hilda picked up the phone once it arrived and said, I think it's time to go get my lover out of this stone. The guy who pulled the card back when I was explaining Oro's thing. Okay. Also, where the fuck is Nuri's mum at? What's that going? What's going on there? That is it. That is a conclusion of our little recappy thing. Hopefully that kind of gives us a little bit of context for the story thus far, because otherwise it gets these kinds of things can get confusing. We've been playing this game for how many years now?
I went back and I was watching some of the highlights.
What the fuck? No, what?
Yeah.
It was like 2018, like late 2018 when we started this. Yeah.
Wait. No. What?
Not only did I still live in Texas when we started this, I went back and I was watching some of the highlights recently. I hadn't even like gotten my new setup yet, so I was still just like barely baby streamer setup, like bed in the background.
Oh
like it's been forever. The highlight videos are hilarious too, because in almost every single one I have a different hair color.
They are funny. They are funny. And the hat / flower crown changes, all that kind of stuff. It's so good. Oh, thank you so much for the contribution. What does turtle sound like in German? Turtles.
God damn it. Thank you so much, Cyborg. It's really kind
of you. Thank you for your contribution. Much appreciated. These adventurers have mums, yeah, right. Also, you'll know that I spelt it mum and mom depending on whose character I was referring to.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Although, ironically, I know because in the Black Country people say mom with an O. So
Yeah.
I've been using mum for you when it should have been mom for both.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Okay, well, it's too late now.
Ruined.
That's a little recap. That's the short recap of who our characters are, what's important to them, and just a little sprinkling of what happened last season. I didn't go into too much detail. Can everyone confirm that you can hear the sound of a sad piano and a bit of rain, although the rain seems to cut out every now and again?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Should have asked this
No,
before
let
we
me
started,
fix
to be honest.
that.
I confirm.
Chat, can you hear it okay? Do you need it louder?
The atmospheric drizzling that occasionally just cuts out the sad piano. There you go, it's cut out. Cut out for me at least. It's called somber piano. You managed to miss all of the recap. Don't worry, there's a
Congrats.
slightly longer one coming up later. Well, no, it won't be longer. It'll be more in detail. Somehow shorter and more in detail. Okay, cool. We're getting sound piano in rain. Okay. Ooh, more specifically, yes, that is more accurate, I think. Can my players confirm that you got the you're on the right page? You can see the nice moorland.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah, I
you
can see the
want
moor.
chat to see it?
Yeah, I think it's nice to set the scene.
Okay,
You'll know
good.
that in the sessions where I've got more time to prepare, I like to include
More time.
what?
Moor time.
Oh,
Moor-
moor
moor.
time.
Oh, jeez.
When I have more
Doesn't work
time to
when you say
prepare,
moor time.
Yeah, I tried.
I like to include like scenes like this so you can like see, and it kind of like helps you picture. Helps me at least, because I'm, you know,
Yeah.
I'm bad with this kind of stuff. Okay.
I
Oh,
actually can hear the audio, and I don't know why. I can see that it's playing.
okay. I'm assuming that was an accidental X card. From Katie.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my god.
I was like, am I talking that much?
No! That would be so funny. No, yeah, I
Dude,
didn't
shut
mean to
up.
click
Get on
that.
with it.
I
Let's
was
go.
moving the
Come on.
screen. Yeah, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear it. That's weird. I guess I just don't get to. That's fine.
Oh, well, I can try it. Let me try resetting it. We've got some somber piano, some sad rain. You hearing it now?
No.
No. Okay. That's unfortunate, but
Yeah,
probably gonna
I don't
get
want to
cracking
wait on it though.
regardless.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Right. So at the top of our not turn order, but of our entire game, a rumble of thunder punctuates the torrential downpour and blustering winds where the parties find themselves atop the Gladehap Moor. Drenched through, a determined Nurli storming through a puddle-ridden, muddy path with Nugget, Oro, and Haiku in tow. At the foot of the hill, a stony outcrop, barely sheltered from the rain, conceals a rickety circular door, decorated with animal bones, vines, and rune-laden effigies. 2 firm wraps on the flimsy wood are all it takes to gain entrance. The dimly lit hovel is a tight fit for the party, as Oro and Nugget make way for Haiku, and the body that they are carrying. They move with purpose past the shelves of packed jars and skulls of varying origin, their lifeless eyes watching their passage before delicately placing Randal upon a small, busy table. Behind a threaded curtain of circular, muddied stones, a gnome appears and stands atop a stool at the head. Thistle said you were coming, so I prepared the rites in advance. She said you had some trouble getting this one back to life. You know I charge the same price regardless of success, right?
Sure, yeah, whatever. There it is.
It's fine.
All right, okay. As he starts pulling ingredients from his filthy, padded robes, you hear a soft grinding of a pot on the shelf behind you, and you notice a collection of small, skeletal animals watching you carefully. Oi, pizza, over here! kind of gestures, and the rat comes off of the shelf, skeletal form, clambering down the shelves along the floor and up his arm. Go get me the dandelion. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, shuts off and comes to me. You get a massive plume of dust cloud kind of appears above him as he starts to chant and he starts to cast arcane sigils. You can see that he has pretty much a constant stream of ingredients that are coming out of just pockets and up his sleeves, etc. You can see that his face is like caked in mud, and so is his padded robe. And he is very clearly a necromancer. This is his job. He lives out here in the middle of nowhere, not wanting to be bothered by anybody, just surrounded by his animated animal companions. Clap again, a big smoke cloud kind of appears across you, and you can see that there is like a rain cloud forming above you, and like almost the throbbing of the rain cloud in the room seems to synchronize with the weather outside. You wait for a clap of thunder in the background, and a small kind of circular kind of turbine of wind starts to come down towards Randal. You see for a moment that Randal's eyes start to flutter before falling completely still. Well, I tried.
Is that it? Nothing else?
Usually that works.
Oh.
Why would it not work?
How long's he been dead? At this point, it's been maybe 2 days. Thus far, you have tried casting your own spells. You've also tried the Temple of Timora as you were whisked away from the ruins and into Nesmith, where there is a Temple of Timora where the priestess Fortune, known by some as Ms., tried her own spell casting to resurrect Randal to no avail.
It's been 2 days.
So it should be all right, really. Is there any chance he don't want to come back?
Is that a thing?
Or if they don't want to come back, I can't make them.
Why would he not want to come back?
Does he hate you?
No.
No.
Does he? No, that's pretty much it.
Can you try it again at least?
All right. Another smoky guy, like a plume of dust cloud. He repeats the ritual, and he throws in a third for free. Each time gets shorter and shorter, and you can see less and less movement in Randal's face. Listen, I'm running out of mojo here. I'm running out of energy.
Do you have a way of asking him if he's like trapped somewhere?
Oh yeah. Is that what you wanted?
Well, we would have preferred alive, but
All right. Well, yeah, sure, no worries. Kind of like cracks his neck, stretches his arms out a little bit, puts his hands either side of Randal's head, does like a weird like chiropractor's as he kind of like jolts at the neck, and then he whispers something gently into Randal's ear. Randal jolts upright, his eyes open. All you can see is a mist, a spectral mist in his eyes. Any 5 questions? I'll throw this in as a freebie. You've been given the opportunity to speak with dead. We're going to play this pretty strict. I'm going to assume everything that you say from now on is in character. No out of character discussion about what you do and do not say.
Except
any questions
for
asked.
the fact that we've all watched the D&D movie, right? We've all seen the D&D movie.
I haven't, but I know this is stating in this out of character. I haven't watched the D&D movie, but I also know not just to ask each other questions because that will get answers.
Right, we just say everything with absolute certainty.
Yeah.
Randall is
Right.
upright.
I'll go first. Randall, are you being prevented from coming back?
I only remember the book and the end.
Do you know where you are?
No.
He said he only remembers the book and the end. So that means he's got to be trapped by the book then. If there wasn't the book, would you want to come back?
Yes.
That's a really good answer. He said, yes, Randall, mission. Let's go.
Okay, so he's trapped by the book, which was destroyed, but it was alive. So that means there must be some sentient somewhere withholding Randall.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Has to be some-
cast this spell before? Please answer, Randall.
No.
Put my hand over his mouth.
No!
Well, it's just that he can only say things that he knew in his life. He won't know nothing after he died.
Okay.
Which means we can't ask how we could save him, obviously.
That was close.
No, I specifically didn't ask a question on purpose.
Perhaps we need to ask him what happened to him. Like what he knows.
I don't think that counts as a question.
What?
I would
No,
say
I'm
that there was
saying
some.
it is
Perhaps
a-
makes it a statement.
I mean, yeah.
Questionable.
In conversation, it makes it sound like you want someone to reply to you, but technically, it's not a question.
Yeah, I didn't ask it.
Can you repeat it? Because now I've forgotten what you said after the...
Perhaps we should ask him what he would know about. What he did know.
That's better.
I think you should ask that question. So you can phrase it the way you want to.
I am stating I would fuck it up.
What did you not tell us about the book?
I didn't tell you a lot of things. The book was in the possession of Caspian. It was potentially given to Alarius as part of a deal in order to erase Caspian. The book offered me many things over our travels. Mostly power. It was always there, trying to persuade me to do things. At the end, it gave me a choice. Or, it tried to give me a choice. of taking the sword, becoming all-powerful. But I did not take that.
Randall's body shudders and he collapses back down onto the table. Sorry. At least you got 4 questions, huh?
Yeah.
Listen, if he's not coming back, I think maybe it's time to say goodbye.
There has to be something else.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go easy on you? Yeah. What a voice line. Do you want me to go easy on you? Randall's dead. I mean, beyond like powerful magics, I am not some humble purveyor of tricks. I've tried everything in my repertoire.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you for your business. You need any more speak with deads? You know where I am.
Yeah. Thanks.
The party
Thank you.
leave. Make their way back to Nesmith. In Nesmith, a funeral is held. By the party, atop the hill overlooking Nesmith. Randal is buried in the graveyard at Kinshire Manor, in the plot closest to the library. His tombstone, shaped like a rolled out parchment, reads, Randal Dundragon, scholar of stories, hero of memory, vanquisher of loss. Thistle plants his walking stick, the quarterstaff that he used, into the ground behind the tomb, and it blossoms into a tree. The tree looks familiar, reminiscent almost of the tree of knowledge that you bumped into the Feywild. A new plot is made alongside him for Atticus. For the new dawn, the party set out for their new destination, Oro's home. Circus of Columba. 2 days travel east. On their travels, a couple different things. We had to go get food. Why is Randal being buried? Well, he's gone, unfortunately. The resurrection spells do not appear to be working. We had a speak with dead sesh. We got some information out of Randal that seemed to point towards the grimoire. The party obtains Randal's magical items, including the bag of holding, everything within, and the remains of the grimoire. As, let's say, Haiku picks up the grimoire, you note that some of the pages have writing in them that does not appear to be like almost sort of like printed or in arcane sigils, but looks handwritten, and as if it was handwritten quite recently. The ink is still wet. That's a great question. What does it say, Randal?
The first page is titled Dedication.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, continue.
This story is dedicated to my dear friends Oro, Nugget, Nurli, and Haiku.
Damn it.
I fear I
That'd
do
be
not
so
have
brave,
long,
Katie.
as I would like to write this. I will do my best to capture the pertinent information. All stories must come to an end. I'm honoured to have been able to pen so many chapters with you all and hope you continue to forge your own paths. Wherever I am now, it is not my final destination. The ravens circling and diving around me here are a sure tell of that. I just hope I can face what lies ahead alone. Please do not be hard on yourselves. I know that you've done all that you could, and I had to make this right before something terrible was brought about by that blasted book. I can only hope that my actions did not put you in further danger, and you understand why I had to do this. Within the bag of holding, you will find my ledger recording the party's gold. I would like you to donate 500 gold pieces of my share to the Liber Amans Monastery, a further 500 for the continued upkeep of the mansion, and the rest is as much yours as it is mine, so please share it amongst yourselves and spend it as you see fit. Oro, don't stop bringing joy to the people. Your performances are truly spectacular, and remember, no imposter could ever come close to the real deal. I would like you to have this map to a secret section of the library at the monastery. I think you'll like it. The other students would collect copies of specific material they found particularly interesting. And then there's a little footnote on it that says, like, I never used it, I just know where it is, and there are far too many exclamation marks on it. Nurli, you saved me and many others countless times during our adventures, asking nothing in return. Your kindness is immeasurable, as is your love of sprouts. I would like you to have the bag of sprouts, but please do share with Nugget. I know you also had an affinity with Dear Parsnip. Please make sure he's well looked after. And Haiku. First, I need to apologize for the incident in the forest. Friends do not abandon friends in a burning field. I'm deeply sorry for my actions and regret now not being able to make proper amends. I've never experienced someone so effortlessly bring such ingenious ideas to life. Please keep bringing your incredible inventions to the world. I would like you to have an item for your collection. I think it will fit right in. I never did fully understand the pebble's power or its purposes. Perhaps you'll have more luck with your fantastic arcane knowledge. So far, I've discovered 2 of its uses. It acts as an amazing giant snail lure, and it also makes a fine torch. I ask that you give my writing equipment to Albert Humperdinck and return my stake in the Blushing Kiss Inn to Lavender. As for the remainder of my possessions, I trust you to know what's best to do with them. And my final request is that you return my notes and this story of Caspian to the monastery so it can be properly archived. The circus words may provide particularly popular. Love from your fellow completionist, Randal Kinshire / Dundragon.
A little round of applause for Doxy. Wow, what a great write-up. That's so good. Oh, yes.
P.S. There's a purple shard in the bag of holding. You may wish to ensure it's destroyed.
Shit, you right.
That was beautiful. I think the fact that we've got 2 people crying is goes to show. I don't know if there are any tears in chat, but if you're tearing up, I get it. That was very beautiful. In addition to the dedication at the front of the book is some extra writing. Is the notes that were aforementioned about Caspian Kinshire. I'd quite like Docs to read it out, but I'm gonna say that with a pinch of, it is all of the lore about Caspian Kinshire for the last 2 seasons, which we've just discovered is like almost 6 years. So don't feel bad if you find your eyes gloss over for a second. It's not Dox's fault, it's mine for dragging out this story for too long. I think it nicely wraps up a lot of the lore. It will clarify things for our party members who haven't, like, Randal discovered a lot of this information seconds before he destroyed the grimoire and died. So he hasn't been able to communicate it to the party. So there are bits of information in it that will be news. That is my disclaimer. Go ahead.
Okay. So after the map, the story begins. The erasure of Caspian Kinshire, collated by Randal Kinshire, aka Randal Dundragon. Oh, I need to move this so I can read it faster. Because otherwise we're going to be here all night. This account of the events leading up to and following from the erasure of Caspian Kinshire have been collected from echoes of events experienced by the adventuring party, the Completionists, visions provided through means of Purple Goop and the Tome of Loss, and as well as the solidified memories of the deceased dragon Adranolith within the ruins of the enclave of the Apogee. The earliest accounts of Caspian Kinshire come from before his adventuring career had begun. They recall Caspian as a terrible shot with a bow and an ineffective hunter, spending much of his time hunting quarry to no avail, while digging into the family rations. Through blind luck, or perhaps some divine intervention, Caspian discovered his talent one night after another failed hunt. Caspian was sheltering a short ways off the high road near Arabelle when he was awoken by shouts cutting through the night air. Bright lights dazzled him through the shrubbery as he peered out to see the cause of the commotion. In the road, he saw a carriage protected by people of the cloth and a band of poorly equipped highwaymen trying to hold it up. They appeared to be having moderate success in doing so, despite seeming quite amateurish in their approach. Amateur or not, these highwaymen had hit the jackpot with the wagon before them, although they had not accounted for the amount of riches contained within or how hard the occupants would fight to defend them. It was in this moment that Caspian's path to becoming an adventurer was forged. He made a decision. Although later he would say it was no decision at all, he moved with a purpose beyond his own, driven in a way he had not felt before. He grabbed his bow and drew an arrow. You would be forgiven for thinking he was a great hunter in that moment, as he loosed arrow after arrow into the struggle around the wagon, guided by the light of the moon and stars alone, striking highwayman after highwayman. Eventually calm returned to the night, and Caspian approached the wagon to search for the wounded, but there were none. The door on the battered wagon lay ajar, and Caspian gently opened it. Within was a reliquary carrying artifacts of Selune's faith. That was not all the wagon carried, with its arrow-punctured walls. A dying young man lay within too. The man, too, was not alone. Cradling his body, with a tear rolling down her pearlescent skin, was an angel, who, upon seeing Caspian, uttered a singular instruction: help him. This angel, as Caspian would discover, was Seraphina, and the dying young man was likely Alarius, one of her children. Time passes, and Caspian has a new sense of purpose, becoming a warlock of Seraphina after saving the young man's life, moving to Nesmith and embarking on a life of adventuring. The party initially consisted of Harlow, Barth, Iscarel, and Caspian. The group find a level of renown through their adventures. Together they saved a band of goblins living near Nesmith, stopped a wizard in Mouth of Gargoyles from terrorizing the King's Forest, and defended Nesmith from a hill giant invasion, to name but a few. While putting an end to the wretched wizard at the Mouth of Gargoyles, the party came upon the Tome of Loss, a powerful and sentient artifact that aligns itself with Shar. Caspian took personal charge of keeping this item safe, knowing the misery that could be caused by it falling into the wrong hands. During these adventures, through either Barth leaving or being killed, Arius Rigasel joined the party. It's unclear in the record if Caspian knew who this was from their earlier encounter. Caspian ended up in Suzail, where he joined the Temple of Selune and gained further fame working for them. He later joined the Purple Dragon Knights, where he rose to the rank of Constal. On Caspian's travels, he found himself adventuring into the Feywild and, rather unusually, found himself courting the patron of the Court of the Moon, the Moonstone Dragon Adranolith. Little record of how this came to be remains, however. The couple had a child together in the Feywild, Thistle. Their bond was clearly deep as Adranolith rescinded her position at the Court of the Moon to accompany Caspian and Thistle back to the material plane. Ludmira took Adranolith's place in the Court of the Moon after she vacated it. After returning to the material plane, the family of three founded a commune, the Enclave of the Apogee, to the west of Weymouth, where the King's Forest and the Stormhorns meet. The Enclave was founded in Adrenalist's lair, sharing a principle of celebrating Sulune's love wherever it can be found. The couple had another child, Randal, and the Enclave grew slowly, with newcomers occasionally finding their way to it. Now a father of two, Caspian purchased a home on the outskirts of Nesmith after cashing in most of his adventuring wealth. He hired and then subsequently adopted Atticus, a butler and caretaker of this house, the adoption likely to ease the complexities of adventurer inheritance. Time quietly passed at the Enclave with few notable events. Thistle moved to live near Nesmith after a teenage spat with her mother, Adrenalith, Caspia later remarking that she was doing well, having been given some space. Randal is sent away for further education, a keen reader and pester of Caspian to repeatedly recall his inventions. He is sent to the Liber Armans monastery with its endless possibilities for reading. The Tome of Loss also leaves Caspian's protection. He's convinced that no one at the Enclave would take it from his chamber, and the sentient tomb is known to move itself whenever there is opportunity elsewhere. This unremarkable period was not to last, however. Caspian received instruction from Seraphina that Ludmira was plotting against Selûne, attempting to attain godhood through the demise of Shah's sister. She was also in possession of the Tome of Loss, and it was playing a key role in this plot. Caspian was to stop the madness. He invites his adventuring party to join him, but it would seem that Aureus declined this particular adventure. Aureus was jealous of Caspian, asking what it was like to hear directly from his patron, something that he never had. He felt that the limelight was on Caspian, to Aureus' own direct detriment. This jealousy ran deep, eventually driving Aureus to betray the entire Enclave, despite Caspian and Selûne. While Caspian was away, Aureus corrupted the remaining members of the Enclave, claiming that those who use Selûne's power weaken her and are ultimately trying to kill her. He convinced them that they needed to protect Selûne by killing anyone other than themselves who worshipped the moon to return power to the Moon Maiden. A key piece of evidence cited was a book being used by those who plot against Selûne. The book was the Tome of Loss, presumably taken from Caspian's quarters and used to implicate Caspian at the center of the conspiracy. So powerful was this corruption, it led the Enclave into the sleeping Adrenalist lair, where they collectively murdered her under the instruction of Aureus. This destruction of Caspian's life was not enough for Aureus. He subsequently denounced Selûne and accepted Shah as the deity he worshipped. He cites the limelight on Caspian being the primary motivation, and that he has now become the sword of Selûne's sister. It seems likely that he made a deal with the Lady of Loss, which saw all trace of Caspian erased from memory and written record alike, presumably in exchange for helping Ludmira succeed. While this is happening, Thistle brings Nurali to the Enclave. This one is moon-kissed for sure, after finding her in a moonlit puddle. Nurali is also a daughter of Seraphina, and sister to Aureus. She would eventually escape the corrupted Enclave and become a founding member of the Completionists. Aureus and now the corrupted Enclave send Priscilla out after Nurali to reclaim her powers for the moon. Priscilla fails to deliver after speaking with Nurali and instead heads to Bogbrook to kill some werewolves, to regain some favour with the Enclave. Aureus would later recruit Priestess Code from Walloon to hunt Nurali. The erasure triggers a contingency, and Randal, now unaware of Caspian along with most of the rest of the world, magically receives a scroll explaining that Caspian Kinshire is deceased and Randal is to inherit his lands. This is the catalyst that starts Randal's own adventuring career, but that is a story for a different book. Aureus assumes an alter ego and disguise, Garius Sariel. Whether a real Garius ever existed remains a mystery. The motivation for this disguise is unclear, although the magics erasing Caspian took time to take full effect and it may have been protection from discovery during this period. Whatever his motivation, Aureus used Garius' persona to keep tabs on Randal and the Completionists. Maybe it brought him some sick joy seeing them go about their lives without knowing Caspian. Maybe he was worried what the son of Caspian and Adrenalith teaming up with an Aasimar of Selûne could uncover. Garius even went as far as gifting Caspian's Constell talisman to Randal as a boon, Unbeknownst to the budding adventurer, this item allowed Arius to track his and his party's movements. Arius used this to happen upon the party several times, to coordinate attacks by Priestess Code. Arius used this position of trust to take powerful Shard-adjacent items from the party, to keep them safe, including the sword Absit Luna. Arius's last known location was en route to the Liber Armand's monastery. That's the end of the...
Yeah. Incredible.
That's
So,
too many words.
like, I know that that's a lot, and that's a very like complicated storyline to like condense, but that just makes it more impressive that you've managed to do so. And I was because I had a look at your notes before. I did not have any comments. Like nothing in there was I was like, oh, actually, this is a little bit incorrect. Don't want you to give the wrong information. No, like it was all right, which is even more impressive because some of it I had forgotten. Genuinely, like I cannot fathom a world in which my own campaign is fed back to me in such a concise, accurate fashion. I was genuinely really. I missed all that. Can you start again?
Can I ban Nave?
After every event, someone says, "I missed that. Sorry, what happened?" Pay attention.
I mean, Doctor spent so long writing this as well.
Yeah,
Like,
he's done such a good job with it.
When you
Quite a
said
lot
you
of
had
school
homework, I could never have imagined that's what your homework was. You poor
Well,
thing.
I said like, oh, you should write the stuff that the party doesn't know, so that they can pick up the information that you otherwise wouldn't have like got. And Docs took it upon himself to write the whole fucking story because it was more Randally, right?
It was more Randall, and I'd already had that idea before. And then you were talking about
okay.
doing it. And I was like, okay, I don't need to do that then. And you're like, no, you should do it.
It was really good. It was really, really good. The TLDW or DR for those with ADHD is there was a big legendary adventure. He got deleted by a bad guy. Turns out the bad guy is Nurley's brother. Seems like he was jealous because the guy who got deleted was besties with his mum, and his mum wasn't paying him enough attention. He got jealous, and then his payback was to delete him from history using the power of the goddess of loss, which is not an overreaction at all.
No.
He became fully aligned with the goddess of loss and darkness, had Caspian deleted from history, and we've just undone it. There's the one addition to that long list is not only did you guys give him Absit Luna, the big darkness sword, he then used that sword to resurrect Randal's dead mother as a shadow dragon.
I did forget that bit. I completely forgot that bit.
And there was the whole bit with him.
I remember it
killing all
coming
the
back
purple
up.
Dragon Knights and killing everyone in the Enclave. But
yeah, but we swapped the sword for the hush money, which let us finish that puzzle immediately.
that's true.
Actually, that paid off.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Learning that Garius was Arius this whole time, and just thinking of all the times that like we were like, oh, thank God, this like powerful person, righteous paladin, blah blah, can fix this shit we don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn
I remember the episode in which you gave the sword to Garius, and you were all like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to do with this sword. You rolled inside checks, you did all the right stuff. I don't know what to do with this sword, but your rolls were low. And he's like the bad guy, right? So his scores are high. You're like, oh yeah, we'll just give him this. We're not sure what to do with this sword. We'll give it to him. And he's like, yes, I, a noble paladin and well-known good guy, will take this horrible, evil sword from you. And there are a couple of other fellow DMs in the chat. Adam is definitely one of them. Where I wanted to, the second you did that, message him like, LOL. like, dude, you're not gonna believe what just happened. Oh, so funny. So funny. Just so good. Just so good. Right. that is the end of Randall's recap and the very sad dedication front of the book. What I was thinking, so we're going to move on, but it may be because this game is going to be shorter than our usual 3-hour games. I mean, maybe, hopefully, that's the plan. So that maybe we have like a bio break now, and then we come back and we continue and try and finish.
Yeah.
If you guys wanted to RP the reaction to having read Randall's stuff, we can do that. If you want to skip ahead the sad tearsy bits, we can skip ahead the sad tearsy bits. I'm open to whatever you guys want to do. Have a think about it. We'll come back and decide.
You can also make the written form of that available for the people who
Yes, please.
may want to read it.
Yep.
Okay, fab.
All right.
I don't have my paper anymore. It's been so long. I don't have my.
I was just thinking that.
paper.
Fortunately, we still have my do-good penis. It is.
Oh my God.
I think you should make that into an actual item that you sell, a webcam cover that just has that on it.
We're going to do a quick bio break and we'll be returning shortly.
Yes.
I've turned the rain off in the game now, so you can tell that the rain's in real life.
Yeah, and I'll be running an ad in the meantime.
If anyone would like to physically gag me when it gets to this point, please do.
Stupid, sexy Jack.
I was so confused because I could hear Jack talking, but he wasn't sat in his seat.
Right. We'll be back in a few minutes. If you guys aren't familiar, our bio breaks take as long as they take. We don't have a set timer. It's just going to be how it is. Probably a couple minutes.
Yep, running an ad. Be back.
Hello, chat. That was some heavy stuff. I wash my hands. How was that even a question, Tombo? Of course I did. God, I wash my hands. God! I think. Pretty sure I did. Awfully quick. Hey, ain't no mucking about in my house. You know, you wanna go for a slash? You go quickly, else you don't go at all.
I want to clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
I wouldn't call it a hijacking, Cyborg. Small these lot haven't returned.
Tommy,
Oh, Tom's there, damn. What?
Hello. What a recap sesh we've had so far. We've had a little bit of a recap of the party, and then a big old lore dump that covered all of the lore. Well, 90% of the lore from 2 fucking seasons, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we've been playing since, what did Jenny say? 2018? Jesus, that's 13 levels worth of lore.
That's a lot of lore.
Crikey. We'll do a couple more bits and bobs, and then we'll storm ahead.
Whatever.
Blaze a new trail. Managed to TPK my Wednesday party and descent into Avernus. Oh shit.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Of all of the campaigns in which to TPK, that's maybe, is that one of the better ones to do it in? Because I feel like you can come back from that. Do you know what I mean? They were level 2. I was going to ask if you'd started afresh, or if it was like a group from another campaign that you'd like fed into it. Ooh. Ooh. Are they going to come back with mustache on? Are they going to start again from level 1? It's the same characters but with the mustache. This is it is the in between. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on finishing a 1 to 20.
Ooh.
Jesus.
The Wizards of the Coast are terrible at balancing their own games. There are things that you can do as a DM that helps to mitigate TPKs. It depends kind of on like the rules of the table. Like if you're okay with occasionally the DM taking the reins to ensure that you have a good time, that's different from wanting to just like, I want everything, I want you rolling in front of me, that kind of shit, you know. There's an in-game reason for why they can be rolled back. Yeah, I thought that was the case with Descent to Avernus. I thought you'd have something baked in. Why they just roll bad.
Absolute garbage.
We one of the things that I'm still sad about, but maybe I shouldn't be sad about, is the fact that in our last session, or not last session, second to last session, I had the opportunity to kill Haiku outright. And I didn't. And I'm sad about it because it's in our game, we have a limit to the number of times that you can be resurrected. So you can only be resurrected twice, like from death. And I feel like dying once just puts that little extra bit of fear in you, you know?
I'd also quite like last to join, first to die.
Last one in, first one out. That's how it always works, right?
Yeah. It's funny because in that questionnaire afterwards, I literally wrote in, I want more repercussions for my actions.
Yes, that's so. During the break, just because like the chat won't know this, I did a questionnaire, like a little survey where I said, you know, is there everything good? Are you happy with your character as is? Anything you want to change? Anything you do differently? That kind of stuff. And Jack's response, as he just said, was, "I want more consequences for Haiku's actions." So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Not gonna backfire at all.
Yeah,
We'll
no.
see. Right. Okay, we're all back. Let's get cracking. Okie cookie. Yeah. So, you are on your 2 days of travel to the east. Whilst on their travels, our characters share stories of their fallen friend, and they look onwards to ways that they can honor his memory through their actions. Could you each tell me one of your favorite Randal moments? It can be yours personally or your character's favorite moment. They don't have to have actually happened. If you would prefer to come up with something, that's fine with me. And Docs, if you can contribute, I'd be elated. If not, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone got any suggestions?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Haiku had great joy in watching Randall utilize his slippers. Just watching someone be so happy about something Haiku has built, having like, you know, fucking whirling around the walls. It wasn't just the dungeon actually. That hole with the big insects in it.
Yeah.
Randall spiraled down, up and down there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Watching him rush around lately like the Flash. It was,
Just like the Flash, yeah.
quite nice to watch.
Bayroon's Barry Allen.
Mm.
I think I would be remiss if Neurali / my favorite moment wasn't being surrounded by like the death shroud things and just being like, I guess this is how I die. And having Randall just kind of like pull every stop, just happen to have like all of the skills and magic items and ideas necessary to be able to do the one thing that could save her. But
Big
also,
time,
yeah, a really interesting moment that was such a small thing that as I was like kind of like rewatching old VODs and stuff to kind of like refresh myself so that it wasn't all just stuff that happened super recently, really early on when we were down in the sewers and we were first meeting Caspian's original adventuring party, when we realized we were talking to a ghost who was standing on like their own pile of bones, there's this moment where Docs / Randall was just like, and just made this like bubbly mouth noise, like, this is kind of big, isn't it, guys? And it was just such a funny like character choice. And like it was like the first time we're facing something really big and weird and like full of death and something like that. And I think that was just something that like I thought was really super funny at the time, and I would think back about sometimes about how funny that was, like the way everybody responds to something like that the first time, and that was Randall's response to it, and I think that's really funny too.
All of my Randall like best moments have been conquered by me watching the highlights the last few days, and there's a moment where Randall hits Conlectus, that big like guy. What was he?
Aboleth.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Say again.
He was an Aboleth.
Aboleth. He was an Aboleth. And Randall hits him and then runs away and leaves Neurali next to him, like open. And Conlectus kills, like, downs Neurali. And Dogs is just there, like, ooh. And then it takes a second for Katie to be like, you left, didn't you? You left me.
Turns out there's a history.
Yeah.
There was a few sessions actually where that seemed to be a theme for like a very, very short amount of time.
That was within that dungeon. Randall had 3 strikes. You were giving him strikes for every time he did something like that. Yeah. And that was his 3rd strike.
Yeah. And I think I had looked down to read chat and was responding to someone in chat as that specific moment was happening. So I looked back up and I'm taking damage, and Doc just looks really guilty, and I'm like, did you do this somehow? It was just really funny.
So when we were talking about this earlier, because I gave the players a heads up so they could do some thinking about this question, I've got a long list of good Randall moments. I won't steal just in case Docs has got one of those in his list. But I will say, from a DM's perspective, it's very difficult to choose a favorite Randall moment because they are all, not all, but most of them, for me, are slightly overshadowed by Docs being really funny all the time. So we'll watch the highlight videos and I will be in stitches laughing at stuff that Docs has done, but it's not like in character, it's just Docs being really funny. So like those are my favorite D&D moments from like Docs / Randall. It's almost always Docs doing something hilarious. What's your favorite thing, Randall moment, Doxy?
I think my favorite one is, like, from a character perspective, is the like saving Neurali. I think that just encompasses like everything that Randall became. It's just like all the monk BS, just zipping all over the place, super strong. But I think my favorite like player moment was definitely the goop. That is possibly my favorite like D&D moment of all of the D&D we've played. It was like the moment I stumped the DM who didn't know what to do, and we just had a bio break instead to be like, we need to work out what's going to happen here. That's like, nothing is going to top that.
It was so good because like, so you rolled the madness table, and the table said you're going to eat something gross. And you were stood next to a bunch of hanging carcasses, and I was like, oh, he's going to like shove his face in someone's arm and just take a nibble or something. It completely did not cross my mind at all that you would go into the separate room and dunk your face in a vat of goop and just take a gulp. That fucking fully stumped me. Oh my god. Iconic. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that was a nice little. So I think it's a nice way to like appreciate the Randall that we've had and recognize that. Unfortunately, Randall is dead. Randall's gone.
Right, see you guys.
No, you're not allowed to leave.
I'm gonna make you watch every session just sat here silent.
Oh,
Only if I get first
Hey.
in chat every time.
you hear that, Tombo? Okay. I would like everyone to look at roll 20.
No.
It's for our next scene. And then we have a little bit of a switch in somber piano into something else.
Oh shit.
Standing amidst the ruins of a crypt in the jungles of Chult is a slender, pale Shadar Kai. In a crumbling hall ravaged by vines and moss, hurriedly pulls a lever by his side, after which the ancient stone door behind him shudders and slowly grinds shut. He cautiously pauses to inspect the room ahead of him, hand on the braided whip at his waist, as he waits for the telltale sound of his pursuer. Slam, 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 slam. The footsteps of the golem defender of this tomb paces quickly along the corridor. Boom! Boom! The door is already under assault. Could you describe Ithael to us, please?
Okay. So Ithael has a pale, deathly complexion, like all Shadowkai. He has a slight build, slender without much in the way of muscle definition. His hair is long and is braided into strands, separated into blue and silver that twist down his back. It's perfectly groomed, not a hair out of place. The colours are bright and deep.
Wonderful. Ahead of you is a rectangular room, 40 foot by 20 foot. The floor and walls are stone bricks of good construction, but left ransacked by the flora of Chult. Atop a stone plinth at the end of the room is your prize, the Tome of the Plains. Behind, and on either side of the plinth, are 3 gargoyles. One covering its mouth, the other its ears, and the final one covering its eyes. Each are angled to look towards the book. We do a cool overlay.
I don't know
Reveal.
what has happened to the
Oh no.
things.
Oh.
Sorry, for some reason things in groups are all moving the opposite direction of one thing I'm moving. So it's just fucked up things, but it's fine. Everything's okay.
It's okay, it's good. Okay. So there are 3 gargoyles, each looking at the book from different angles. So we've got 2 either side and 1 behind it. Your patron, the wizard Liarum Steadyquill of Suzail, sent you here armed with at least some knowledge of the tome's defenses. Number 1, using the magic words Holtus Homunculus Lapis should buy you 1 minute of time to escape from the golem. 2, the magical sigils protecting the tome will have long worn away, but the gargoyles themselves will still be active. 3, whomever the gargoyles see will be frozen in place. As you consider this advice, you hear one final boom on the door before the brickwork and rubble are flung towards you. The stone golem, slow as it is, has found you. What do you do, Thale?
Say the magic words.
Go ahead. Say
I
the
don't remember
words.
them already.
Holtus Homunculus Lapis.
Holtus Homunculus Lapis.
You hear a grinding slow as the stone golem holds in place.
Hood goes up.
Hood goes up. Sound alert. The hood goes up and you disappear from sight. You are completely invisible. 2, 3, 4 seconds pass. The golem continues moving, steps into the room, and as he does so, kicks up dust at your feet. I'd like you to make a roll of a stealth check at disadvantage as the dust is being sent flying towards you.
Surely it's not because of the cloak I'm wearing.
It is okay. That would cancel it out. Yeah, I'll allow that. A normal stealth check. You rolled high. You've
That was
rolled
a 19.
stealthily to me.
I'm rolling. Yeah.
But you rolled high.
That was a 19. I promise.
Okay.
Cough.
The golem takes a few steps into the room. The hallway behind you now, the doorway, is all rubble, and paces around looking for you, unable to find you for now. You don't know how long you'll be able to stay undetected.
Okay. Well, let's do this then. And Thale kind of pauses for a second and takes like a deep breath, and then their movements become very fluid. They start kind of like sort of, it's almost like nonchalant in the way that everything they do is just sort of flows from the next thing as if it was choreographed and kind of pre-planned, and they start blade singing.
Oh,
I literally guessed it in chat like 2 seconds before you said
it. Okay. What does your blade song look like? What weapon are you using? Your blade.
So the primary weapon is a long whip. It is made out. It is styled at the hilt. It has 3 snake heads that are intertwined as on the pommel, and then the bodies of those snakes twist together in a braid all the way down. It's like 15 foot length.
Fantastic. You almost have like it's almost like music kind of starts to like hum around you, like an ethereal.
It's not audible. It's just the movements from a Thale. When you look, you can hear the sounds because of the way they're moving to that beat, but there is no actual sound.
Oh, it's cool as hell. That's cool as hell. So what do you want to do?
What do I? So Thale is preparing for a fight. Okay. This is step 1, preparing for the fight.
Step 1, preparing for the fight. Okay. Fantastic. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to. So I mean, you've got some time. Obviously, your blade singing doesn't last forever.
No, 1 minute.
They're not going to get the drop on you. You're going to get the drop on them. Do you want to do your opening salvo?
That's not what I had planned.
Tell me, talk to me. What do you want to do?
So what Thale is going to do is then cast a high level spell.
Okay.
And then grab the tome, and then cast another spell.
Okay. All right.
So,
fantastic.
So the first spell that comes out is Tensor's Transformation.
Oh shit.
And so Thale is covered in like a green glow as he sort of grows a little bit in size, becomes a little bit more muscular, generally just like more hench. And then he grabs the tome with one hand.
Okay.
And then casts Thunder Step, and immediately appears the other side of the golem, leaving an explosion around where the gargoyles are stood, as a shockwave radiates out from him in a massive explosion.
So you're going to destroy the gargoyles as you arrive?
As I leave.
Oh, as you leave. Okay.
Holding the tome.
Love that. Wonderful. So you completely flummox this golem and my fun little puzzle. as you
The
bulk
direct
apply
approach.
into transformation, get ready for a fucking scary ass time with a transformed blade singing Chadar Kai, ready to fuck some shit up.
Hell yeah.
You're running across the room towards the
Yep.
tome. Fantastic. And you're just going to grab it and then teleport out, destroying the golems as you go.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So you lean in to grab the tome, and you hear that advice. There's pointers that you'd heard from your patron, the person who hired you to find this tome. That the using the magic words would stop the golem for 1 minute, which it didn't. You also heard that the magic sigils protecting the tome itself will have long worn away. The gargoyles will still be active. And whomever the gargoyles see will be frozen in place. You grab at the tome, and as you do so, that last one occurs to you for a fraction of a second. If I remove this tome, the gargoyle behind it will be able to see me. That kind of moment of realization is a little bit too slow, but it doesn't seem to matter all that much, because what happens is much, much worse. Instead, as you grab at the tome, your hand moves completely through it, as if it were a mirage. You see that an illusion was placed here, and beyond this illusion is a small but powerful vortex thrumming with magical power. The wizard that penned this tome has one final laugh as your body is wrenched beyond this material plane. A quiet in the hall of the catacombs as you are whisked away.
2 characters, eh?
That's a speed run. That is a speed run.
Dropping like flies.
That's a mulligan on that one.
Third overlay, third character. Let's go.
Damn it.
Next season, let's go. Okay, that was a cool plan. I liked that plan a lot. I really did like that plan a lot. There were a couple of different ways that we could have gone around that, and I was interested to see how you would go about it. Then we rolled your magical item. We rolled Ethael's magical items using the tables to kind of, rather than me kind of pandering too much and tailoring.
Should have gone with the pandering.
Items. We should have gone with the pandering. We didn't go with the pandering. We rolled stuff, and the cloak is the cloak of was elven skin.
Elvenkind.
Hell yeah,
Elvenkind.
Cloak of Elvenkind.
Elvenkind. And you just get to be fucking invisible, which is sick as hell. Regardless, Ethael is whisked away to who knows where, and we rejoin our party. In my head, I was like, "Oh, this game's gonna be a bit tough for Randall. Not Randall, Docs, because there's not gonna be that much for him to say or do."
Joke's on you.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a short scene and then a bunch of stuff with the other guys, and then you had to read all that stuff. Like, you know what? Maybe you just appreciate being quiet for a bit. Okay. Now, the rest of our party, Nerili, Haiku, Oro, and Nugget, arrive to the Circus of Columba just in time to see happy patrons leaving in their droves. Maybe we have some happy music that's not so combat-oriented. Perhaps we got one of those. Tavern excited. Why not? Let's see what that's like. Oh!
Describe it to me.
There's a little bit of music in the background. Mostly people going, woo! Children and adult alike are chatting loudly amongst themselves, describing their favorite moments. This is so strong. When I want to grow up, I want to be just like... Did you see any rope? No, because there was no rope. Each of them munching on characterized popcorn and candy floss as the sun sets on another autumn evening of fun, citizens of Cormyr. For Oro, this is pure nostalgia. For Oro, this is home. After some catching up with old colleagues and older friends, you each find yourself nursing a drink in Hilda's tent. This in particular is much appreciated by Oro, who has been suffering for a fucking killer migraine ever since she was knocked off of Nugget's back. when the explosion that killed Randal went off. So you're nursing some drinks and you are finding yourself in the tent of Hilda. Hilda, Oro's adoptive mother and renowned diviner, rolls a familiar crystal ball across the table in your direction. You can note that this is the crystal ball that you found for her in a very early mission that is... Was this pre or post haiku? I think this might be pre-haiku.
Free.
You basically went off to find this little this crystal ball. This crystal ball, as far as you're aware, contains Hilda's lover. Here's another little bit of lore to sprinkle in here, as I kind of briefly alluded to. On the fateful evening that Hilda found Oro, discovered her underneath the table, she did so because her and her lover, Elrond Felos, an elven wizard, had been pulling cards recreationally from the deck of many things. One of those cards was the Vizier, and it was what allowed Hilda to find Oro underneath that table. Unfortunately, Elrond Felos pulled the Void card and was whipped away and placed in this stone. You had no idea where this was. She had to do a lot of ritual magic to find it for you guys, asked you very nicely to go find it. You went and found it. She's now been umming and ahhing about how to deal with this situation for about a season and a half now, maybe longer. And she's whisked you back. She called you back and said, I think I've cracked it. So she rolls this crystal ball along the table towards you.
I look in it.
You look inside the crystal ball. It's a kind of like a red, like a ruby color almost. You can see that it is like a kaleidoscopic almost as you look inside there. And for a moment you realize that she's being quite nonchalant about this. The fact that she's rolled this crystal on the table to you is a bit unusual. You think a crystal might smash.
Canuck, thank you so much for the £30 tip.
Oh,
Jesus
Canuck.
Christ. Thank you. That will go towards Tom's D&D bills.
D&D bills paid for a good while. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Appreciate it. The D&D stuff pays for Roll20 and Patreons that I'm subscribed to for like D&D maps and stuff like that. So it's all going back. Well, not all of it. Some of it's going to Roll20. The rest of it's going to small creators, which is nice. It's nice being able to like pay for maps and stuff.
But like
And
giving
Roll20
Roll20 money, the bastard.
Oh yeah, we hate Roll20.
We joke a lot about that, but Roll20 actually like treats their employees really well and is like a private company, not publicly traded, so they aren't. I know somebody who works there now, so like they're actually really good to their people, so I don't feel bad paying them.
That's good.
Yeah, they're super, super nice. But also down with Roll20.
But yeah, sponsor us.
They won't
Mixed feelings
sponsor
about
us.
Roll20 now.
Okay. I don't want to say bad stuff about Roll20. If they're a good company, then I'm happy they're a good company. But also,
Yeah, I think we've made it very clear that our joke is we're gonna talk shit until they sponsor us, you know. Like...
Yeah. Roll20 hate was on my bingo card. Shit.
Oh my god, we should have a D&D roll.
We should have a
bingo
D&D
card. That'd be
bingo
fun.
card. I love that. Haiku's accidentally sexy. Any other ideas for the bingo card in chat? I'm listening. So she rolls.
Neurally hates on another religion.
Yeah.
We can't have random things anymore. I'm sorry. Okay.
Someone mentions Randal.
Yeah. Someone calls dogs Randall. I'm like, wait. No.
Katie cries in/out question mark of character about Randall.
We get sad about Randall. Yeah, it's just
It's good. It's good.
Okay, sorry.
So I've looked into the bowl. It's red. It's kaleidoscopy.
Yeah.
Do I see any? Sorry, you're gonna have to, because it was the end of the tip thing. So.
Oh no! So she kind of rolls the crystal ball kind of like nonchalantly. She doesn't seem to do it with that much care. She kind of just rolls it towards you. There you go, sweetie.
Oh, okay.
Have a look. What do you think?
What am I supposed to see?
I just thought I'd see if you can see anything fancy, anything special. Think really hard.
Okay, I think really hard about what I think.
Are
I
we
should
all
be
here
thinking
for
about.
this?
Roll me. Yeah, everyone's here. Everyone's here. Yeah. Could you roll me an Arcana check, please?
Yeah.
Roll to think.
Her demeanor seemed different.
Oh no.
Okay.
I have the rolls on, so I've got it rolled a dice on
Oh,
screen.
it's like cool. One of those fantastic features that you can only get with Roll20. Just kidding. Just kidding. Fuck you, Roll20. Yes.
I think D&D Beyond does actually
Yeah, they do
have
it already.
like,
All right, okay. Listen, I need to be accurate with my fake fucking shilling, all right? We're not sponsored. Nothing I say has to be true. So you roll a 12. You get this migraine that you've had for a while now kind of kicks up a little notch, but nothing interesting kind of comes to mind. It's just a fancy ball, and it's giving you a bit of a headache, or worsening your headache.
I don't know. It's making my headache worse. I can't see anything. I don't think.
Headache? What do you mean headache?
Yeah, for like 2 days now, 2-3 days, ever since the incident happened.
Oh, the incident. Yeah, the incident.
Yes.
Well, that's no good at all. I'm not going to have you sitting here with a headache. Let me make you some tea. Is that okay? Can I make you some tea?
New 50 Pfund-Tipp vom Italien.
Yes, you can make me some tea.
Tanksvordering MX Oxo.
But also, someone
Oh,
just
no.
tipped.
Oh shit.
Oh my god,
Oh
the
my
Thale's got
goodness.
money, huh?
Oh!
God damn it. Thank you,
Thanks
Docs, I
for drawing
assume.
me.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you
The
for doing my drawing.
the
Of
updated drawings from Jenny for the D&D art look fucking good as hell. Don't they look good as hell?
Thank
Have
you
you had a
all.
look at
Yeah.
the overlay?
Excellent.
So good. She's done like a little updated version of all the characters. So if we wanted to try and like update the tokens on Roll20 to reflect that, maybe we could think about doing that with the new art, like not
Yeah.
doing new stuff. Jenny put a lot of hard work into those over the last like week or so, whilst juggling other stuff. So they look amazing. They look really fantastic.
Thanks.
You can see in the background, the pattern that repeats in the background of the overlay, and it's got like some new stuff in it as well.
Yeah, I saw a snake earlier, and I was like, "Why snake?" Oh, now I know. Why there's a snake.
Now I know. Okay. So,
Is that my
she-
feather? I'm just noticing. I'm so sorry. Continue. Go
Yeah.
ahead. It's my feather.
Hilda gives you it's funny that Sarah says this because she gives you a little pinch in the cheek and she's like, no, none of that at all. You're not having a headache, not while I'm here. And she shuffles over to like her table. The rest of you are, chilling at the table, having a bit of a drink. There's a drink that was made for Nugget. He's not really sure how to deal with it. He's trying his best. And she comes back with some meadow sweet tea and expects you to drink the whole thing. Don't you leave a drop.
All of it in one?
Oh, well, I mean,
You can sip it.
you can drink it. You
Okay.
can sip it, but you need to finish the whole thing.
Okay. I take a sip. How does it taste?
It's maybe a little bit too warm right now, but it's pretty.
Okay. I pretend it
it's
wasn't
drinkable.
warm. It's great, thanks.
Oh, well, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Look at you go, my little Oro back home. Oh, so cute. I'm so sorry to hear that you've been having a headache. So terrible. As you kind of you have this crystal in front of you. Maybe you pass it around the table. Each of you get to have a chance to look at it. It doesn't spark the same kind of like headache sensation that Oro seemed to have, but you can kind of see the similar sort of like the ruby color that goes into like a kaleidoscopic kind of illusion as you peer into it. It's clearly magical, and she says, "Oh, don't worry too much about that. Don't be too precious. If you drop it, it's not going to break, is it?"
Probably not.
Now you remember fetching this for me, don't you, my loves?
Yeah. Oh no, Haiku wasn't.
Were you being introduced just to sort of double check?
Yes, at some point. Yeah. No, you have. Yes, no. Don't worry. You've been introduced. We just skipped past it because I didn't want to spend too long faffing with that stuff. She in fact, when you guys were introduced, she was very complimentary of your shell, and it seems that she's very pro collecting magical goodies, even if they don't necessarily have the most utility.
Hell
in
yeah.
fact, her philosophy seems to be very much, if it sparks joy, you keep it. Just like things can exist for the sake of existing. They don't have to have a purpose.
Oh, I think Hilda and I are going to get along well.
And she, we picked. Well, the completionists in their early days had a very lovely quest giver. Isn't that right, Oro?
Yeah. Yes, it was
Yes.
you. Yeah.
It was me. And you went off on a quest and you found me this ball. She rolls it around the table a little bit more. Very smooth. It's very circular. It's too perfect, is what I'm trying to suggest here. It rolls around. It's too perfect.
Okay.
This is going to be it's fine, but we got to get in there. I've done my research, you see. It's taken a long time, but I've acquired the magical materials. Some as far as Tethir. That we can maybe cast a spell and we can get Elrond out. Or rather, more accurately, you could get Elrond out. I'm going to be a quest giver again.
Oh yeah, you weren't going to go in there.
No, probably not. I don't think the spell will let it.
Oh, wait.
Why do you seem so nervous?
Well, see, there's a little thing about it. And if you don't want to do it, it's okay. I've got some savings. I can ask some other adventurers.
Okay.
But to get Elrond out, you have to go in. And it is a prison.
Right.
You have to go in. You have to go into the prison to get Elrond out. The spell will put you in his cell.
Right. And we would have to then get out of the prison ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And I assume we can't just teleport back out of the prison?
I wrongly suspect that would be frowned upon.
Less so than a prison break?
I think they're probably equal in the frowned upon nature. I think one is more possible than the other.
Oh, like they probably have protections against getting out?
I think that's probably the case, yeah. It wouldn't be much of a prison if you could teleport out of it. At least not a prison, not a prison for people who need this kind of protection.
So that's where the card sent him, was a prison?
Yes.
Do you know where this prison is?
I do. Sorry, it's in the astral plane.
Okay, not the Feywild.
And I could teleport us. Sorry, D&D or DM question, D&D question. Once we're out of the prison and I think like the protections aren't in place, I can teleport us from the astral plane into the material plane, right? With my spell. Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure that works, but I just wanted to make sure.
I can just blink into the astral plane, have a quick look, and then blink out.
Yours
a quick
is
look
the
around.
ethereal plane.
Is it? Oh.
That is slightly. It's like so the ethereal plane is like a border that surrounds the material
it is the
plane.
ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Yes.
The astral plane is just like the starry space sea that exists between the realms.
Ah. See.
It's how D&D gets multiverse.
Yep.
Would you be able to like help us in prison? Or
I mean, I can get you in there. Well, that's pretty much it.
do you have any other information about the prison? Any like who, why, like who else is in there? Like what kind of prison is it? Like,
There's a limit to how much research I could do.
right?
I know he's in there. I can get you into his cell. And
That's
they don't
it.
tend to put like common criminals in these kinds of prisons.
Okay.
I reckon we could get in there ourselves.
Get out of there.
No, get
Well,
in.
you can't though.
Don't think we can.
He got in there by drawing an evil card from a magic deck that sent him there, so I don't think it's just kind of
I've
like
been
commit a crime
researching
and
this for
death in
like
prison.
a year and a half, and I've only just pinpointed the location.
So this isn't a prison where you can commit some absolutely horrific crime and get in.
It doesn't seem
You are
that
not
way.
committing a crime,
Okay.
so we all go to prison with
Just
you.
consider every option, horror. That's all.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that, but I just don't think that is something we want to have to deal with after doing this, perhaps. You know, because
Oh,
then
there's
you're a
a bit of
criminal.
stigma.
Yeah. Haiku's like, no, it's my dog.
Let's be honest. I should be in there anyway. If we're being completely,
You've not
fired
crossed
up.
that. You've not crossed to that level of evil yet. You did kill a
I
man.
executed someone in a
Yeah,
tavern.
yeah. That was.
But he
pretty
was an
bad.
asshole. He poisoned someone to steal their business.
That is true.
Capitalists, you know, like eat the rich, you know, like
Yeah. True.
Haiku does or references doing something reprehensible. Check.
Grace, please, can you put this in the D&D like channel in Discord? I would
We
genuinely.
have
haiku
to-
card-
We have to make a bingo. We have to make a bingo. It's so good.
the haiku card free space is going to be Haiku angry about being an adventurer.
I'll literally just jam it into a mouth of fire. It's a miracle Haiku didn't kick off when Hilda started giving us a quest. Like, that would have gone from loving Hilda to fuck off straight away.
I can't even go visit my party's family without being given a quest.
Well, you came in knowing full well that this was the idea. Like, this is not
Yeah,
news
yeah, yeah.
to you. Unless Oro has kept that from you, because
No.
Oro got the sending stone come through saying, "I think I figured out how to get Eleron out." Unless she withheld that information from you, you knew that this was going to be your next
Yes.
like quest.
Yeah.
I was doing a bit, but I can make one. You don't have to make the bingo, but if you've got suggestions and you've come up with amazing suggestions, then we could do a communal bingo. We can come up with stuff together and
Yeah.
put it in the channel. It'd be
I just
fun.
mean your
Like,
chat
Exclamation
messages, Grace.
prompts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just mean your chat messages. You don't have to make a one.
If we get enough, then we can have like extra bingo bits.
I am the monarch of prompts.
You know?
Oh, wait, that's
That
it.
bingo's probably an Animal Crossing one.
Yeah, I didn't realise that.
So Hilda says, I can get you in there, and getting out of it shouldn't be a problem. As far as I understand it, once you get out of the prison, you should just return to my ritual.
Oh.
But I need some help casting the ritual spell, as it is a powerful piece of magic. And then you need to just hop on in there, break him out. I just feel bad that he's stuck there, and we can do something about it. And
Yeah. I mean, I look at Neroli and Haiku. I'm like, I mean, I'm happy to do it. It's up to you
Yeah.
two.
I mean, yeah, this is important to you, so.
Oh, I'm so excited for my sweet little Iscario to be back. He's such a cutie pie.
We need to get back into the swing of things anyway, since
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe something a little less dire than the world ending or whatever, you know?
yeah, we're rescuing someone. We're reuniting people.
Yeah.
And you can keep the ruby afterwards.
Oh.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
We don't need it then. That will be worth a buttload of money.
Oh, it's not a normal ruby. It's a mega
mean,
expensive ruby.
It's a mega expensive ruby, yeah.
We probably did just spend most of our money trying to bring Randall back too.
You did spend
So-
some money, yes.
I don't know how much money the party has. I have 25 gold in my character sheet. Randall held my accounts. I don't know how much money.
Our ability to track money died with Randall, unfortunately.
Just us trying to make sense of his notes, like, oh, math.
Oh, it's like doctor's writing.
I actually
Can't
like
do
math,
anything.
but the spreadsheet gets popped into the Discord. Should we go now?
We should, but I'm a little bit concerned about this migraine. Has the tea kicked in yet?
I mean, maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's just still there. It's still quite hot, so I'm not really downing it yet.
Sweetie, I said, did the tea kick in yet?
I said that I did
Sweetie?
drink it. I'm drinking.
Haiku, you notice that Oro's voice is appearing in your mind, but her lips aren't moving.
Wait, what?
Literally, you can't hear her speaking.
Oh, okay.
Aura?
Yeah, I said I'm drinking it. I'm drinking the
Sweetie,
tea. I'm
you okay?
I'm drinking the tea. How could
Honey,
you?
it wasn't that strong.
Aura, Aura, is it you? Are you what? Your mouth isn't moving at all.
Well, I'm speaking. What am I supposed to do?
That seems
Are you talking to Oro?
concerning. Yeah, Aura appears to be, well, doesn't appear. I can hear Aura. She keeps saying she hasn't drunk much of it because it's too hot, but I mean, I'm looking with my own eyes. Aura's mouth isn't moving.
The elderly diviner shuffles over to a like a vanity, kind of like a mirror. You've got some shelves and kind of like drawers next to it, and she shuffles through them, and she brings out like a little kind of like magnifying scope almost. It's like essentially it is a small circular stone with a circular hole in the center of it. That is attached to like a piece of like a handle, essentially. Like, so it's not at all like there's no glass there. It's just a circular stone. It's quite thin with like a circular, like a donut kind of hole sort of thing. And she holds it up to her eye, and she goes, "Your aura is crazy."
What do you mean?
Sweetie, can you hear me?
How? What's wrong
What
with
does
my
that
aura?
mean?
He's
That
asking
seems
what
bad.
do you mean by her aura?
Well, it's like she's casting a spell.
How?
She didn't cast a spell, did she?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Not that she's aware of.
Okay. Is your
How
migraine
come you
gone,
can hear her
sweetie?
and I can't?
I think it
Good
is
question.
going.
Your migraine is now Gucci, gone.
Yeah, I think I'm better now.
Oh, I heard it that time.
Oh.
You guys didn't.
I think.
Are you okay, sweetie pie?
Yeah, I think my headache's gone now.
Honey, did you cast a spell?
No, I mean, no, not that I know of.
Okay, I want you to. Let me just. She looks at you through the seeing stone. I just want you to think really hard about what I'm thinking about. And you
I'm doing it.
get a sensation that she is very concerned about your health. but that sensation is dwindling away quite rapidly.
Okay, I feel like you're concerned about what's going on with me, but it's not that serious.
Yeah, no, it seems maybe it's less and less serious as time goes on. You've cast a spell, Sweetie Pie. You're casting Detect Thoughts right now.
Oh, how did I do? I have not done that before.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you had any arcane accidents recently? Any head injuries?
Yeah, both of those. Yeah, both. Yeah.
Oh, Sweetie Pie. She grabs your cheek and she gives you a little bit of a kiss and a bit of a cuddle. Oh, you've had your first magical mishap.
Oh.
Oh. Just think of it as a nice little gift from Mistra. It's the weave giving you a little smooch
Oh.
and knocking you on the head really hard.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's anything to worry about. Just think of it as a nice little boon.
Oh. Okay.
Oro has picked up a feat in her level up. And she now has some new skills.
Ooh.
Cool.
Skills in
You wanna tell them
obtaining
about your-
concussion.
She's obtained concussion. Your microphone's gone fucking crazy. Do you want to tell anyone what your feat is?
It is telepathic. So I can mentally connect with others. Which means I can cast the Detect Thoughts spell once a day, or how many times I have second level slots. Yeah.
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 So you do one-way telepathic communication and cast Detect Thoughts, which is a fun spell. We were looking at feats for a really long time, and we wanted to go. Well, Jenny wanted to go something more RP useful, more utility, and this seemed like a really fun little mechanic. And we think having a magical concussion is a fair way of picking up some magical abilities. Yeah, it was like a fully different mic. Do you want to try again? This is what happened at the beginning when you first joined the Discord call. Try one more time. Speak to us.
It should be
It's
okay now.
fine!
Yay!
Discord had decided to change my default device while I'm in a call. So it switched from my good microphone to my webcam microphone
Oh,
in the middle of the call.
no, thank you.
Weird.
Be a good time to let everyone know we are not sponsored by Discord.
True. A great way to keep a check on Haiku's thoughts. That was that was one of the reasons I thought it might be fun.
Oh no!
So we can go into the nuance of the Detect Thoughts spell at some other point, but basically it allows her. It's like 10 minutes long, isn't it? It's like a long time. She can get like a general feel for anyone's surface level thoughts. If she wants to like probe deeper, then they have to start making saving throws, and they'll if she fails, they'll start figuring it out.
Yeah.
So there's a big old
But
war
like with
text in
any
there if you fancy
rules,
it.
it's don't get caught.
Yes,
Yeah.
just don't get caught, or use it very light touch, and you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Although it does have verbal, somatic, and material components, so don't throw a dart in the middle of a tab, and you'll probably be alright. Okay.
Or do.
Or do.
Just think about what a haiku would do.
What would Haiku do?
What would Haiku do?
Get yourself
That
a
is
hand cannon.
never the thing to do.
WWHD. Well, if you're feeling better, my sweet, I think we could maybe get started.
I have another question just before we leave. Do we take all of our stuff with us? You know, we're not gonna arrive there.
You should do.
Okay.
All things going according to plan, you will be perfectly fine. If there are any magical mishaps along the ritual, you might end up with missing a toe or something. It should be okay. They grow back.
Do they? I don't think that's how toes.
They grow back.
Okay,
Don't question.
you're right.
They grow back.
They grow back. Okay, well,
Okay. Should is doing a lot of load bearing in that sentence. Should do, and a cheeky smile.
I'm gonna lean over to Nurale, who, as far as Haiku's concerned, is a medical expert, and like, do toes grow back?
There are some spells that can grow them back, but not normally.
I don't know if I want a spell-grown toe.
It would just be like your normal toe.
It's a biological purist over here.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, well, precisely. Rein it in. Okay.
Shit.
Hilariously, the spell would make it biologically your own.
Yeah.
It just causes your body to regrow the toe that existed before.
Get some regenerating
So it's-
there.
Yeah.
Just stick it on. You can do it with arms, legs, whatever you want. Just stick it next to it. Cast regenerate. Goes back on. Easy peasy. Okay. Well, I've got some jobs for each of you.
Oh, okay.
Just some quick ones. Should be easy. I need you to help me with the ritual because I can't do everything the same way I used to when I was much younger. I just need a little bit of extra oomph. That's all.
Sure.
We've got some powerful, mighty adventurers.
And me. Let's
And you
go.
with power. You're the most powerful of them all, sweetie pie. You're
thanks.
the most powerful of
Thanks,
them all.
Mom. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready?
Can I go to
Any
the
further
bathroom first?
questions?
Just Oro's like, can I go pee first for you?
You know, some people say you make better decisions when you need to pee.
Sure. I'll piss myself.
Can you roll for a piss check, please?
She walks
I'll
you
press
out
to digitate that.
around a bonfire outside that is burning. And she has a magical circle, like a chalk circle, of several chalk circles that have been drawn kind of in the hard dirt beneath your feet. There are also there are some braziers that are either side, and you can see that there are a few parts of the sigils on the ground that are still yet to be finished. And she says, "Now, I've got all of the ingredients. I've got the cherry blossom, I've got the mercury, the salt, and I've got the whispered sweet nothings of an oracle. That was very difficult to get. What I'd like is for you to throw them into the pyre at the right moment.
Okay.
That's all you need to do.
When's the
For
right
me,
moment?
sweet little Oro, you will know as part of the ritual. I will pause and you will think, she wants me to throw it right now. I'm going to throw it right now. I'll look at you or something. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Haiku, you are well known in the ways of the arcane. I need you to complete my sigils. We don't do it before, they need to be completed during the ritual. You see, we are trying to infiltrate what is essentially a very highly protected, high security prison, and we are layering our spells on top of one another so that we can safely avoid some of these magical protections. But you must pass the first layer before enacting the next. These sigils are almost complete. They just need some final touches. You'll be familiar with them all. We have Mordenkainen's 300th unscoped seal, Melf's basic integers, and Tasha's series of polarized boons.
Yep, gotcha.
You've heard of all of those, you've at least heard of the people who made those spells.
Haiku has, Jack hasn't.
More than-
Haiku has.
You've heard of Mordenkainen and Tasha. So there's Mordenkainen, Melf, and Tasha are the three very famous wizards who have concocted these spells. Those particular
Melf
spells you won't
of
have.
Melf's meteors.
Or acid arrow.
Acid Arrow, yeah.
Oh yeah, that
And
too. A lot
meteors.
of spells.
Tasha as in Hideous Laughter and the book. Mordenkainen as in most of Mordenkainen's things. There you go. Do you like the names of the spells? 300th unscoped seal. Basic integers instead of acid. It's basic. A series of polarized boons. It's because it's supposed to be hideous laughter.
Thinking numbers, like boring numbers, basic numbers.
I mean, yeah.
Number 3 is quite boring.
Some would disagree. Nearly. A sweet angel. I need you to lend me your power, your strength. I need just a dab of the celestial.
Okay.
So when you hear me
How do I-
chant, you will join in my chant.
Okay.
Okay, very well, fantastic. This is pretty cookie cutter spellcast support stuff that you've done previously. For rituals being cast, there'll probably be an underlying chant that might be involved. You'll pick it up pretty quickly, or you'll even know some of them already. At which point, as you do so, you are lending not just your voice but your power to the ritual. Oro, you're throwing stuff on the fire. Haiku, you're completing some of these sigils. And she says, "Are you all ready? Everyone happy with their jobs?"
Yeah.
Nugget, you just sit there and look pretty. All right, that sounds great. I'm ready.
Nugget's ready.
I would say that's what Nugget does best, but Nugget does so many things so well.
True.
You're right. Okay, sweets. Here we go. She starts to, she brings out like a very fine wand that she's had in her pocket, and she starts to cast spells. You can see that she's kind of drawing arcane sigils that appear and hold and gently, like they wait almost in the sky and in the air in front of her for her to complete a circle or complete a particular diagram before they ripple out. She's like building them on top of one another. So the first circle will appear, and then she'll draw another one, and somehow they may be linked to one another, etc. And she starts to chant as she does so. Now, I would like skill saves or skill checks from which each of our contributing players to see how successfully you complete your tasks. The first is that Oro must cast the cherry blossom into the fire. Haiku must finish Mordenkainen's 300th unscoped seal, and Neroli, you are channeling the magic. Okay, so I would like from Oro a dexterity skill check, please. Probably, let's just say straight dexterity.
Okay.
So roll 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Oh. Okay.
Haiku, an arcana check, please. And Neroli, I'd also like an arcana check.
Arcana? Oh god, okay.
We're gonna
Yeah,
count
I'm
the
gonna use
fails.
my d6 on those.
I'm gonna use my lucky feet and roll again because I rolled a 1 on my one.
Ooh!
Kennan's still only got 13. I got a d6 as well. Let's throw that one.
Okay, that's better.
That's 18.
Okay, so what are the final rolls?
20.
15.
15, 20, and 18.
18.
Okay, fantastic. The spellcasting
Arcana is a straight
continues.
0 for me. Just nothing.
You can see the flames start to erupt even greater from the pyre around you. You have an additional task ahead of you. Oro, you must throw in the mercury and the salt. Haiku, you must complete Melf's basic integers. And Neroli, you must throw in some more of your power. You see that the weave almost seems to push back a little bit against you, as if maybe you're pushing against a great force. So I'd like each of you to roll the same skill checks, please, as we
I would like to
increase in
cast guidance on
difficulty.
myself.
Absolutely.
What's the roll again, sorry, Tom?
Same again.
I'm doing
Not
my
literally
lucky
the
feet
same.
again.
Not literally the same. Oh my god, Jenny.
I've got 3 ones. I'm gonna use. No wait. Yeah, no, I've got one more.
Okay.
I'm gonna use magical guidance to spend a sorcery point to reroll that too.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my D1d6. Oh, nice. Jesus.
24. Oh my god, 24.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, what are the final rolls here, please?
19.
24.
19.
24, 19. Okay. And finally, Oro, you
Please.
need to throw in.
Please not again.
You need to throw in the whispered nothings. The whispered sweet nothings of an oracle. It's a jar. It's a airtight jar, sealed wax. Haiku, you are casting, or you are completing the Tasha's series of polarized boons, and Nurli, you can feel now that you're getting real close to piercing through the weave. I need one final push from you. Okay.
Bouncing
each of
myself
you,
again.
Absolutely fine. Please do your final rolls, your same skill checks. We're aiming higher this time.
Oh, thank fuck, Jesus Christ.
Okay. And you've got your extra. Okie dokie. So what are our final rolls there, please?
21.
18.
It's a 17. I'm deciding whether I want to. Yeah, there's no point in re-rolling it. I'll take the 17.
Okay. Right.
I don't think I can.
A crash, a boom! As the pyre itself erupts, wood sprays everywhere, but seems to almost get caught in arcane fibers. Kind of like some whip crack of some magic brings it back into kind of a circle, and that circle starts to spin, and surely enough, steps form up through the pyre towards this swirling vortex door that has formed in front of you. On you go, my sweethearts!
Okay, love you. Wish us luck.
Love you! Good luck!
We go up
Okay.
the stairs.
I wave as I run up the stairs.
Hey, Hilda.
You run through. Fantastic. As you are tumbling through the vortex, you feel yourself flying towards your destination. Maybe not entirely at your fullest strength, as we had some failures in that last set of dice rolls. Only 2 out of the whole, I think, in total. Yeah, only 2, which is surprising, really. But you used a lot of resources to burn through them, I guess. So we're going to roll to see. I've got a little mini table of what
How many
horrible
toes you
things happen. So,
Oh, God.
Come on, all my toes. Come on.
so the
Turns into a
who
tree.
rolled a 19 in that last roll?
Me.
Jack.
Who rolled a 17? So that's okay. Jack and Nurli. Could you roll me a 1d4 each, please?
A D4, you said?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, so 3 and a 2. So the 3 is you lose 1 sorcery point.
Oh, okay.
And Haiku, you lose 1 hit die. So one of your resource hit die has gone down. You're also going to take the points of damage from it as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
if
Oh,
for example,
we
your
could
hit
roll
die
it
is
and then lose
1d8,
it.
yes.
I'll just.
When you said you lose 1, I was so prepared to hear of your highest level spell slots, and I'm like, don't do
It
this
was
to
on
me
the
again.
table. It was on the table.
Oh.
It was on the table. Okay, fantastic. You guys came out pretty good with that, to be honest. I know you had to, like, you guys also failed a lot of times, and you had to use a lot of rerolls and stuff to get through it, but it was close. If you'd roll the 1 on the 1d4 was lose 1 spell slot from the
Oh shit.
and the
Thank
4
God.
was lose quite a lot of health. So, but in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
came out pretty good. You
Yeah.
fumble as you hit the floor in your destination. I'm going to change the music just very slightly into something a little less jovial, a little whatever downcast is. I'm not sure what this is, but we'll find out. As you find yourself in a prison cell, surely enough. You are in a prison cell. In the far corner, you can see an elderly elven wizard, and I mean elderly elven at this point. He is an old man, and you can see that he's currently got some chalk, maybe perhaps he's kind of like scrawling a 1, like a tally chart on the wall, the stone wall around you, and you can see that he's like used other bits of the wall for like notes, that kind of thing. And this red robe clad wizard with the classic pointy hat is not really paying you much heed, to be honest, as you tumble through the space and time and collide with the ground, each of you landing and like kind of falling into one another as you do so. And you turn to your side and you see the bars of the prison, just on the other side, in a cell adjacent to you, is a Thale.
Where the fuck are we?
And that's where we'll end our game.
Oh.
I was just waiting for one person to say one thing. Even if it was hi, that would have been fine. Where the fuck are we is a good start. The end of our game for today. You guys have arrived upon your destination. Your destination is Space Jail. You are in Space Jail alongside Athale and Elrond Felos, where we will pick up in the next time that we play D&D. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, unfortunately for D&D, I've got a surgery coming up, which means I'm not going to be available for the next 2 weeks. So this was very much a hit the ground. We're getting all the lore dumping stuff out of the way. We're introducing our new character. We're saying goodbye to Randal, paying him a good homage, and setting the scene for our next act, as it were. So hopefully you guys will join us in what's probably going to be like a month's fucking time as we get started with more HBA stuff. I think it was a nice way to kind of because I didn't want to not play and then continue not playing for a really fucking long time when everything was I was prepared, at least for this part, to get going, and I'm excited, and I'm I've missed you guys and I've missed playing, only to then just put it off forever. Just seemed like a bummer. I think this was a nice way to kind of break through that a little bit without making it too big of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So thanks very much to everyone chilling with us in chat. It's been fun to be back and do more D&D stuff. Thanks to everyone in the party for being just fab and wonderful. Jenny and I were watching highlights the other day, and honestly, I just feel so lucky. I feel lucky as a DM because you guys are wonderful. I feel lucky as a DM because you guys are hilarious. And I feel lucky because not only do we stream our games, which means we have VODs, we also have Jenny, who can not just make wonderful, wonderful art, which is not, you don't get to people just don't just play D&D and have an amazing artist in their party. That's a rare thing. I know that we're lucky to have a lot of artist friends, but it's not a common occurrence. But also to make all the highlights and stuff so that we have a condensed version of all the super funny bits. We're very, very lucky. So sorry for...
And the highlights and the art are made a million times better by Jenny probably being the funniest person I know, which I say a lot, not around Jenny. She doesn't like compliments as much. But God, the highlight videos are so good. And the art is always so layered and referential and either good or funny or both, just it's good stuff.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And also, once again, fucking round of applause for Docs, who put together such a well-written, concise summary of 2 years of fucking clusterfuck lore, which was not presented to you in order in any fucking way. That came out so good through not just great writing, but dedication to finding out all the fucking lore, going through trawling through VODs and your old notes. It's excellent. And the wonderful way in which we kind of said goodbye to Randal through your notes to the party was very, very nice. Mm-hmm. Thanks to everybody for contributing favorite Randal moments and stuff like that. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
I think we hopefully we were all on the same page that it was a really nice way to close off Randal's arc. Randal managed to fucking destroy the Grimoire, which is a big thing, whilst doing so undo all the bad guys' work, and it hits a really appropriate note for Randal's story arc. Randal being his whole thing is about discovering secret stories, and then he's related to someone whose story was erased. That's fucking perfect. Mm-hmm. And whilst the whole adventure has been up here since day one, when I was writing it, I didn't design it around Randal being a monastery monk of Liber Amans about stories and stuff. That just happened organically, and it fell perfectly into my my designs. Like we just got lucky with Randall. But Randall's dead. Can't live a tale.
Jeez.
Randall,
we've had wonderful memories of Randall. Randall's gone.
Jesus.
Were you always planning on it being Selene and Shar?
Yes.
So I also just happened to pick.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
that was always the
Amazing.
plan, because I was like, well, it's got to be like. I mean, it made sense because the erasure thing linked well with Shar, and that was the plan.
Yeah.
And he was going to be he's like a paladin. You know, in 5e, paladins aren't necessarily tied to a religion,
But they can be.
But they can be. And he was a paladin of Selune, but also a warlock of Seraphina, who's one of her angels. And it was just like, I was like, oh, this is so cool, but also, shit, I'm getting complicated real quick. But yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm really glad that we got to. It's very satisfying as a DM to have had a very. To be honest, I've always been a little bit self-conscious of how maybe overly complicated I made the last arc. And every time I try to describe it to people, I'm like, fuck, man. Why did I make this easier?
I think that's why it feels so real, though, because at every point, like, there's so many points. I was thinking about this when Randall was reading, like, the summary, is like, things happen because of the choices that people make, and all of these things happened because of the choices that these characters made, right? Like, Seraphina made Caspian a warlock so that he was able to heal her son, and then between her actions and perhaps Selene's actions, Caspian was favored, so of course he got jealous. And then, like, if Adranolith hadn't stepped down, and like all of these different things that had happened, like I think it's like it's busy in the way that life is busy, and things get complicated. It feels good to me.
Written something very, very complicated, and then, like I said, I was self-conscious about it because I worried that sometimes you guys, if you're playing it and you can't follow my lore, how the fuck are our chat gonna get it? And then seeing Docs write it all and not make any mistakes, I was like, fucking okay, shit. Maybe I was coherent.
Having all that also means that there's loads of little moments, like the statue disappearing, and then like 6 months later we're like, oh, okay, that's why the statue, like, no one remembers any of this stuff. The other one that I only got like the other day was Priscilla, when she wanted to get back in the good books of the Enclave, was like, I'm gonna go kill some werewolves. And that's like linked to the whole like giving power back to the moon thing as well. Like, oh my god, I only just realized.
Oh. That one I got. It's funny like which things we all pick up on and which things it takes us. Like, literally me having no clue about the Alria still being my brother, and there was something else I forget when we were talking about things that I was like, wait, what? And I just like totally hadn't like either had forgotten or never knew. It's hard to say with my brain.
I had a lot of fun because obviously I haven't had all this all planned out since day one. The story has been planned, but like the small bits change, and like that's obviously your actions have influenced things a lot as well. Like, you giving Absit Luna to Garius was like a fucking gift. Like, I was like, what do I do with this wonderful thing? And so funny. And like, there's loads of things that you did that I've changed along the way, and it impacted the story and that kind of stuff. And it's been fun to do that kind of thing. But yeah, we're lucky to have been able to play out the story to a pretty complete way. Like, obviously we've got stuff to continue on with, but we'd be sad if we had to say goodbye to all of our characters. So fuck it, let's keep going.
I mean, yeah, we can't. We have to keep playing because Arius either needs to be fixed or dead, right? Like, I can't. This can.
Yeah.
We will start with rehabilitation. It is unlikely.
It will win.
How many milliseconds of rehabilitation will Haiku allow them?
I was gonna say, some members of the party will be trying a little bit harder than others to rehabilitate.
big salaries.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, thanks again to everyone for joining us.
Yes, we're gonna do a little raid. This is another D&D channel. We've not raided them before, but they're currently doing a charity thing.
Oh hell yeah!
So go there, spam some hearts, boost them up in the stream directory. Hopefully they'll raise some more money on whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging with us today. We'll see you for D&D in a few weeks' time. We'll let you know on Discord, or I'll let you know in stream whenever that's going to be.
Gives me more time to prep.
Yeah. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.